Well, obviously our kids are extremely excited that we're in game week this week. The past 3 weeks we've been beating up on each other, seen the same thing over and over again. So to see some differences, to be able to prepare for Western Oregon has really changed the excitement level with our kids this week.
What was some of your overall thoughts from fall camp? What really got you encouraged from what you saw this past couple weeks?
Well, I think that the depth that we've able to create, especially up front on both sides of the ball, those guys get banged up all throughout the season, and so to have the trust going into the season with guys that as backups and developing those guys into getting ready to play has been extremely good for us, and just to see the enthusiasm from our kids, the leadership and going day in and day out. Our kids never wavered. It was like day one, every day out there.
Let's talk about the team's chemistry so far. I know it's obviously early, but you guys have been together for weeks now.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, it's been really good. You see it from the standpoint from the receivers and with our cues. Obviously the developing that timing mechanism and running those routes and getting the balls off. And so that's been huge. Even though we've been able to rotate 3 or 4 quarterbacks out there, it's all been really good and see those guys work together. And then defensively, we got a lot of guys back and being able to line up and make quick adjustments has been huge for us.
Staying on that same side of the ball, the two central kids are still underclassmen, Eric Scott and Donovan Jackson. How do you see them being utilized this year?
Well, I think there'll be a huge part of our defense and especially special teams. Donovan right now is slated to start at that outside linebacker spot for us, and then Garrig is a guy that right now has helped create depth at that inside linebacker spot. But those guys are huge special teams participants and guys that'll help us in that area. And I look for those, especially Garrig. Being the first year that he's playing for us, to continue to get more playing time as the season goes.
Getting back to the quarterback situation, Coach, I'm guessing Charlie's going to get the start this week? Or?
I think right now you look at Charlie being our guy, and obviously Payne Sullins has done a great job coming in and competing for that spot, and along with Carson Cook. And I think there's potential you could see all three maybe week one. We're looking for a guy that can really separate themselves. The good thing for us is it's been a heated race, and we feel good about any of those three guys.
Coach, since you've been here 6-1 in season opener, what has it been about season opening games that your guys have done so well with?
Well, I think our preparation from our coaches, getting our kids ready, putting them in great situations to be successful. I think it starts there, and then our kids being able to go out and carry out that game plan. And obviously, every team's going to be excited about week one, but it starts with our preparation on both sides of the ball, as well as special teams playing a huge factor in game one.
Coach, getting back to Sullins, tell me what all he brings to the table. Obviously, he was a D1 player that I'm sure you're really glad to have on your roster now, obviously.
Yeah, Payne has done a great job coming in and grasping what we're doing. One is he's got a big arm and is very athletic. That's something that's been probably an asset more than anything to him. So as he gets more comfortable with what we're doing, obviously I think you can see him really pushing Charlie for that spot. But Charlie's done a great job. He has great experience. He's won some games for us, and I don't look so it makes it tough on both those kids. But I feel really good with both what they bring to the table, and excited to see them week one.
Western Oregon, what all at this point do you know about a team that not too many people is
Well, that's the thing with week one. You can go off kind of based of what you saw from last season. Obviously, they're like a lot of teams. They're going to change a little bit from a personnel standpoint, but from an offensive standpoint, they're going to be more controlled base. Very similar to us from a formation standpoint. Probably not as up tempo. So There is some newness from receiver standpoint that they're bringing in, but that you got to prepare for, and then obviously there's going to be some things you haven't seen, and then defensively they're going to be very multiple in what they do, and so I think that's been the challenge for our offense, is to be able to simulate the different looks that we'll get from those guys.
Coach, how do you let that, I think it's like 1,900 plus mile trip out there, how do you let that guard against that not taking, too much out of you before you even start the game?
Well, the great thing is, the kids aren't like myself and older and have to take a couple days to recoup. But, obviously we're very fortunate we're going to fly out there, and so that makes it a little bit easier on us. And, our kids do a great job. It's a great team bonding experience for us to be able to be in the hotel together and do some things together at night. And so, we always look at it as a positive. We see it as less distractions when we go on the road too. But, just I think the excitement of being able to suit up and play week one of the 2018 season kind of takes away from any of those travel problems you may foresee.
And how important is it to get a win in this one, considering you got Evelyn Christian at their place next?
Well, I think it's huge. You want to start your season off right, and obviously a win gets that momentum going in that direction. And so, our kids are focused and they understand that the goals set for the season start with week one, and how we come out and perform. Obviously, we'll kind of tell how the season will go and how we set up for the Lone Star Conference.